Since we're talking about schools, I'll start with when I was in school. Every single summer vacation, I went and spent in a town called Jhansi, and that was my grandparents' house. A rare commodity at that time. My grandparents owned a VCR, and so we got to watch unlimited movies, as well as because our grandparents are, I could have unlimited kulfi. And as a tradition, as a ritual, every single year, within the first 24 hours of reaching Jhansi, we would go visit this fort. That's the Jhansi fort. The most illustrious citizen of Jhansi is Rani Lakshmibai, or also called Jhansi Ki Rani. Her story is widely taught in all our schools, either as a poem or as a lesson in history. The basics of the story are that her husband, who was the king, passed away due to an illness, and the British government at the time tried to annex Jhansi. They made her a very lucrative offer. They said, you get to keep your palace, you get to keep your retinue of servants and guards, you can live your exact lifestyle that you are right now, that of a queen. We'll even give you a handsome salary every month. All you have to do is get out of our way and let us run Jhansi. Or we'll burn the city to the ground. In what is very well known now, Rani Lakshmibai declined that offer and instead chose to go to war. With her brave group of soldiers right inside this fort, she held siege for almost 3 weeks. When the fort could not hold anymore, she famously escaped there on this point here. I don't know if you can read that, but it says she jumped off here on her favorite horse with her child tied on her back and escaped to Gwalior. There was a couple more battles which unfortunately she lost, and then laid down her life, and India lost that first war of independence against the British in 1857. Right from my childhood, every single year that I went here, I used to ask myself the question, what must have been Rani Lakshmibai's thought process? She was barely 25 at the time. What could have been her decision-making parameters that led her to reject that pretty sweet deal they were giving her and instead choose to fight for India and choose to fight for her Jhansi? Let's fast forward to 2012. I was well settled in the US. I was an engineer there. If you're a generally decent engineer in the US, you can be pretty comfortable. You can drive the car that you want, to Mercedes in my case, and you can go to Machu Picchu in Peru and Rome, the Colosseum, and all of those things. And you can have your house with white carpets and iPhone 16, 17, 18, whatever it is. I was doing well at my job, I liked it, but there was something really missing. I felt that while I was doing well for myself and anything that my family needed, I wasn't doing anything for the country. That nagging feeling kept growing and growing till it became a serious, there's a word in Hindi called fitur chadaya tha, ki I couldn't think of anything else. At most evenings, I would find my friends sitting and reading the news and criticizing all the problems that are happening in India, and giving armchair advice to the few people who were trying to solve it. And I found myself doing the same, and I couldn't bear it after some time. So I took a large decision. I moved back to India. I joined this organization called Teach for India, which is a 2-year full-time commitment to teach students in a low-income school. Post those 2 years, that's me during that time. Post those 2 years, I went on with my first brave group of 17 teachers to found iTeach. iTeach now runs 9 free and high-quality schools across the city of Pune. We serve almost 2,500 of the poorest students of our city, giving them a fighting chance at college, career, and citizenship. It's been 10 years, and somebody asked me recently, was that a good decision? It seems like a good time after a decade to reflect back and say, hey, you made this switch, did that make sense? What do you think of it now? Will you do it again? I spent some time thinking about it, And with all my head and with all my heart, I can firmly say yes. I feel much more complete. I feel much more fulfilled. I feel like I have much more meaning and purpose in 2022 than I did back in 2012. And then this friend went on to ask me, why do you think that is? Like, what makes you believe so firmly that that was the right call? And that's when I started kind of articulating a little bit, and that's the core of what I want to really share with everyone here today. I feel that I am more complete than I was back then. Remember the nagging feeling I was telling you about? That's not there anymore, because I'm able to make progress on 3 really critical priorities: on self, on others, and on India. I'm able to learn and grow myself and be financially stable and all of those things, but I'm also able to use my strengths to serve others in the immediate community around me. And I can truly say that I'm trying my best to own India's development. What I'd like everyone here to do, and what I think is possible to do, is if we are all able to make decisions and prioritize all these 3 things. And what that means is, on a daily level, if you're a college student and you're deciding your next semester and you're thinking about the courses you're going to take and the clubs that you're going to join, think of it in these 3 buckets. If you're a mid-career professional who's looking to switch jobs, think of these 3 buckets. If you're about to graduate and you're thinking what career path you should be taking now, think of all of these 3 buckets. Heck, it's January right now. It's time to make New Year resolutions. I would recommend everyone here to make New Year resolutions in all these 3 buckets. Just imagine the progress our country makes if 1.4 billion of us Indians make priorities which don't only have the guitar classes that we want to join and the gyms that we're going to sign up for very soon, but also have things that we're going to do for others and for India. I think that might be the biggest lever to catalyze progress for our country. When I share this with friends, when I share this with some of my students, I'm often asked 2 questions. Question 1 is it really possible to be able to balance all of these 3 things and build a career around it, or is that just a utopian ideal that sounds good on a TEDx stage but doesn't really work in the real world? If you ask my dad this maybe 40 years ago, I feel that he would have said no. Both my parents would have stared blankly at me and said, that's not possible. Their priorities were to get a stable, secure job, pay the rent, pay my school fees, and that's about it. So many of our top graduates from colleges have emigrated abroad in search for upward mobility, in search for that comfortable life. And maybe in the India of that time, that was the only choice you had. Today, I just don't think that's true. The guy on the leftmost there is Balaji. Balaji was born and brought up in a tiny village 2 hours ahead of Latur. The road to that village was built just this year. Before this year, there was not even a road to that village. Balaji lost his way in around 9th and 10th, failed grade 10, and found it very difficult to get back on his feet up to 11th and 12th. Committed to not letting that happen to more youth, he chose to do a degree in bachelor's and master's in social work, and currently leads a team of 15 people in the college to career world, helping 2,000 first-generation college goers from the poorest families in the city survive and thrive in college and get that first sustainable job. Balaji, by all traditional thinking, should have been focused on himself, should have been making choices that were only about himself or only about his family. He did not. That girl in the middle is Neha. Neha, right out of college, felt that there were many people who were discriminated against for no good reason. She joined an organization and ran a program that helps adolescents with HIV live full lives. Her organization was the first to recognize that after Africa, AIDS was going to hit India really badly and jumped on it and started working towards it with or without the government, whether in delivering medicines or building awareness, whether in doing advocacy or preventing further transmission. This person here, her name is Himakshi. She's actually a FLAME graduate from 10 years ago. She runs an organization called the Indian School of Democracy. Their mission is to supply a smarter and more compassionate set of people who will join Indian politics. The reason I pick up these three examples is because I think they're working with issues that are often cited as India's most pressing issues in the employability of our youth, in healthcare and politics. And most of us in our conversations don't even dream that we could be actually doing something directly attacking these issues. It is very possible there are people doing it. Again, may not have been possible 40 years ago. Today you can find that intersection of self, others, in India and attack our country's most challenging needs head on. The second question that I get asked often is, when is it a good time to do this? Should I sequence these? Which is typically the advice I get from a relative about once every month. Is that beta pehle aapko self karna hai. You want to save enough money and kind of be secure, then you can move to others in India and do all your social work and other things like that. Again, I'm surrounded by examples that defy this thinking. On the left top is the person with the mask. Is a young adult named Afifa. Afifa comes from a very struggling family in Kondwa. For her family, even making ends meet is a challenge, and only through sheer grit has Afifa even made it through school and to college. Now, by all traditional thinking, one would think that Afifa at college would be focused on her academics, would be focused on her extracurriculars, and that's all she would do to try and get that best job placement out of college. No. The day she graduated school and joined college, she joined back the school that she graduated from and is being a teaching assistant there. Today she is mentoring almost 100 students as a mitra and helping 100 of them, again low-income students, get through college and not drop out anywhere along the way. That's her teaching a few of them during COVID when the tech did not help them enough and they could not learn through tech. That's why she has the face shield and all of those things on. That picture down there is from a small school in a low-income community in Mundwa, where grade 9 students have formed a pride club. For self, they're reading articles and debriefing journals and writing poetry to explore their own gender identities. And then for others, they're putting up plays and skits. That's a picture of one of them, helping that school, that community, and our country by extension become more inclusive. This one is my absolute favorite. In a small low-income school in Varje, that's Aniket on the left, who is a grade 6 student, who with 10 of his classmates has formed a child protection committee for their school. Despite there being stringent laws and increased awareness, kids in our schools face bullying, are threatened with dire consequences, and are beaten every single day. This was not acceptable to Aniket. Mind you, he's in grade 6, and he collected 10 of his classmates and with the help of 2 teachers has put a website together, a really straightforward website, where any student in their school can go and report an incidents of bullying, threatening, or any kind of violence against them, or anything that makes them feel unsafe. Just in the past 3 months, Aniket and his child protection committee have handled 30 cases on their own, and another 5 that they've escalated, including a couple which were in the child sexual abuse area. Imagine grade 6 students doing that. And so when I grapple with the question, when is it the right time to be able to balance self, others, and India? All of these students, all of these young adults are screaming back at me, saying the only time is now. I started with asking the question, what must have been Jhansi Ki Rani's thought process or priorities for her to choose to fight for Jhansi, to choose to fight for her country, as opposed to taking that really sweet deal that was offered to her by the British administration. I think I'm starting to believe over the past 10 years now that for her and for somebody like Aniket, the understanding that their country's development is their responsibility, their country's progress is their personal responsibility, no matter the age, no matter the sacrifices, no matter the cost, is at the heart of their decision making. And I really believe if each of us took personal responsibility and said that within our lifetimes we would like to see India move from being a permanently labeled developing country to being a developed country, if we commit to that goal and take personal accountability for it, I think that will catalyze our progress tenfold. Thank you, everyone.